Intelligence.
It's Tricky Buddha from DeFi Space Donkeys. Yes, sir. We have made a new account, but we might be just switching it up for a better account here real soon, it sounds like. But we have made the High Intelligence account. This is going to be dedicated just to the show. So, yeah, you guys can check it out. We've got some sponsors there. We've got a couple of the friends listed. But this will be some way that everyone can tap in with us on X while we are on X. If you check all of our circles around of our PFPs, we are all live. So if you want to see our beautiful faces, come look at the live. If you want to chat with us, then you might need to join this space over on X and grab a mic. But we are here either way.
Sorry, bud. Where's Crypto Stoner? Where's he at?
I'm not sure.
Maybe his OBS is. Oh, there he is.
There you go.
Right.
And there he is.
Friday. There he is. There he is.
And look at this panel, bro. My God.
It looks good.
It looks good, bro.
All right. I like it.
Good.
Let's go. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yeah.
These guys did. I heard about that. That's hilarious. I wasn't here last week, but I heard about that.
Yeah, I actually took some of you guys' suggestions on that honey, and I also did that vinegar, the apple cider vinegar, and so I picked up a little vape. And I've just been chugging along like a choo-choo train.
Yeah. I'm gonna get you all on my teas by the end of this.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Wait,
I have samples right now. I'm hooking up all the DeFi Space Donkeys with and stuff. We'll get into that in a second. Let's go ahead and throw it over. I know Nick is itching to get this kicked off.
Oh no, I'm good.
Right. If you guys look on the right-hand side, it's just all of our chats have taken over like X. Every single. On my right-hand side, it's just like all of our.
How do I see this guy? I'm not hosting now, so I don't even know.
If you look on X, you'll see.
On X.
Yeah, on the side there, it's just like all of our streams dominating right now. Love it.
Right?
That's good. Yeah, that's fire.
Look at this, guys. Look, all my favorite people are alive. Which one do I go to?
Yeah, that's funny.
Then the joke is that it takes them all here.
Yeah.
I think we can.
All right, so I missed last week. So somebody give me like a recap of last week. I heard there was some.
I got minutes. Here, let me just read everything we said.
He's got a book of minutes, dude.
I'm just.
Yeah. All right.
It was great. It was awesome having a space with a Vision and Big Man here. It was Vision's first space, first live, I think, right? First podcast anyway.
Yep.
Like video.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool. It was a good conversation. I think we could easily add another hour to this show every day. Not that we should. I'm just saying if we could.
Yeah. Well, shoot, we got a big one this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Rick?
Oh yeah.
And we might have some guests here showing up tonight too, as well.
All right, let's kick it off. Let's talk about what's going on tomorrow, so we can get that teed up and queued up for everybody. Rick, you and I were talking a little bit earlier today. What is the agenda? Oh, here we go. There we go. That's what I was looking for. What is the agenda? What are we looking at? Was that posted? Did you post that on Twitter?
No, well, this was just the final one. The other one is going out this evening, like the official one. Okay. So the way that it's going to work is tomorrow at 11:20 a.m. EST, which is 4:20 p.m. for me. We're going to kick off, and we'll finish at 11:20 a.m. EST on Sunday. So it's a full 24-hour space. I have looked and done my research. We are the first 24-hour 420 space ever in the history of humanity. So no one has ever done this before. And you can check with Grok. You can check with Chat GPT. It will confirm that we are the first. It will actually quote my posts, which is really funny.
It's been verified by AI, so it's official.
It's official, bro. If AI says we the first and only 24-hour 420 space, I think that it's official, and I don't think anyone will break it anytime soon because stoners don't tend to be able to stay up for 24 hours. So let's see what happens. So it's going to start 11:20 a.m. kickoff at the first hour. Then we'll have 3 to 4 guest projects every 2 hours or 3 hours coming in. But in between that, it will be quizzes, music hour, education, whether it be on crypto, weed, different types of conspiracy theories. So we'll have like the tinfoil hat hour late at night, and we'll be giving our conspiracy theories. I'll see that, big man. And then like just talking about weird shit. And main thing is just networking, just speaking about all these projects that are going to be joining us. There are so many that we've never spoken to outside of the Green Pill Collective that are going to be joining us. So I think that's going to be fun. Just getting like a whole bunch of new projects together and hopefully adding to our crew, to our Green Pill Collective crew. So yeah, very excited for the weekend, and it's going to be one to remember. Also, guys, we are going to have a POAP, so people are going to be able to mint an NFT from being there. And then what we plan on doing is in the future, we'll give some sort of utility to those POAPs. So people that show up and continually show up are going to basically be able to join us, and speaking of join us, Quack Laugh is in the house.
Hey, real quick, explain to everybody what a POAP is, how that works, like what is the process for that?
So POAP is a proof of attendance protocol, and you have to be at the place in order to receive it. So how people normally do it is through a QR code or a secret phrase, and we're going to be probably doing a secret phrase that we'll give out in the space. But I ask you guys, please don't go and type the secret phrase or anything, because POAP will get very upset and they will actually pull away the POAP. So it's only to be shared in the space. It is real and true proof of attendance. So you have to have been there to know the phrase. There's going to be a time frame where you're going to be able to claim, and that will be either on Solana or on ApeChain, one of those networks where it's very, you're not even going to have to pay. You don't have to have any money in your wallet. You can connect with Google or whatever you want to claim this particular POAP. So,
like you said, we're going to build off of that, right? So we're starting with the 420 weekend, so proof of attendance. And throughout the year, we'll have other events, other spaces, other lives, other whatever. It could be, an IRL event like NFC Lisbon. And if you achieve that POAP or get that POAP or whatever, right? It's kind of like the gauntlet, right? Where you have a certain number of jewels or whatever they're called. And if you have a certain number of POAPs, then you get entered into a contest, or you get free merch, or you get free weed, like, free weed token. So definitely redeem that POAP, and that'll be kind of day one of our journey throughout the year. We're starting our year on 420, our calendar year on 420. So day one starts this weekend, 420, and then you get your first POAP, and then as we have different events, right? Green Pill Collective events, or whatever, Shiba Club, Mutant Shiba Club, Weed Meme Coin, whatever. Then we'll randomly give out other POAPs, and the more POAPs you collect, the more POAPs you redeem, the higher the likelihood you're going to get entered into giveaways, contests, free whatever. So definitely take advantage of that and pay attention to that.
It's almost going to be like a Green Pill Collective birthday at that point, right?
Yeah, there you go.
420 from now on. It'll be the origination of the POAP.
I like it. Yeah.
Better.
Oh, sorry. I was going to let everyone else go. My dogs are born on 419, actually.
There you go.
Nice. Yeah, it's crazy.
Can we get back into the go into the X real quick? If someone could drop the link to this,
I got you
in the Jumbo and in the Pill as well.
Let me also join up the space as well.
Yeah. And I made a Crypto Stoner and Intelligent co-hosts.
I should be. Am I up? I thought I accepted it.
Once you get up on stage, if it's like inconvenient, you want to pop back down, that's fine. But just by doing it once, it sends it out into the algo and lets everyone know, hey, we're live over here. That kind of thing. So,
Rick, am I up there? I'm sorry, Tricky. Am I up there?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay, because I dished my phone. I put it in the drawer.
No, you're good.
Looks awesome. I just tagged a couple of people that are minting coming up here soon. We got some cool things coming, so maybe we'll have a little guest here to pop in later. But this is now linked to 20 social medias? I've linked 4.
I got 2 linked right now. I got
2 accounts in here.
I've got 3 as well, bro. So
yeah,
it's
I
going.
was about to say, I linked all my accounts, but for some reason, it's not even showing on the X one. But I can start it on my OBS.
So, did you toggle the little on-off switch? I know it sounds basic,
Yeah.
but there's a little toggle.
If you didn't toggle it on,
you got to toggle
my YouTube has got a delay on it. But then, you can always come over here if you're not active on that live circle.
Well, the beauty of hosting is you can see how many people concurrently are viewing across all streams. So I can tell you. So right now we've got 450 people already tuned into our streams across all platforms.
What was that number?
450 already.
Oh, damn. All right. Across all platforms. That's cool.
Not bad for the first 10 minutes. Yeah.
For us babbling and
it's jumping up, bro. It's jumping as we speaking. It's getting higher and higher. So am I. So, yeah, man.
Yo, Rick, real quick. How's Paparino?
She's fine. She's fast asleep.
Okay. Eating now?
I actually did your trick, bro, and I gave her some rice water, and she drank it. And she seems to be fine now. I think just sleeping off the last 24 hours of her pacing up and down. But yeah, she seems much better.
Good, dude. Thanks, I just want to check in first. Yeah,
there's nothing worse than a pet being sick. I promise you, it makes you panic big time.
100%, bro. Your fur babies, we were just talking about this. It's harder with fur babies because they don't do anything malicious, or you don't have arguments with them and things like that. So they really are your balance, your peace, and stuff like that. And they don't do anything to hurt you ever. So when they're sick, it's worse than like when a homie's sick, or your friend's sick. It's just a different intensity of emotion.
And they also can't speak, bros, which makes it worse. So you don't actually know like what's going on with them. You want them just to say, "Hey, my foot's sore," or whatever. You don't know. So you have to play this guessing game of like, what's actually wrong here? What's going on? But yeah, man.
Also, shout out to all the people in the chat too. We're popping off over there. Kelly, yo, good to see you, Kelly. And Zombie gone. 6-star always here every week, dude. You are such a legend. You're such a supporter, bro. And I see some paired account ones. Those are cool. I like how we can see where they came from. It's somebody that has their account linked, so they're commenting from that person's X, like from their view. So everyone's live is different too. I noticed our viewer counts are all a little different on the restream. So it's how many, there's like a lot of different like views going in at once here. So Twisted Tree and Heisenberg. Welcome guys. Mama Bear, the legend. Good. It's always amazing. Yeah, Mama Bear and Papa Bear are 2 of the most amazing humans in our communities here. So it's always amazing to have support from y'all.
Yeah, and also guys, I just wanted to add in, if you do want to speak, Tricky is hosting a space right now. Jump on the space, ask to come up on stage, and you'll be able to speak with us. Just like as if you're here with us.
How many people can we? Sorry,
we could actually send the link out, so we could have another 3.
What do we got? 10? Do we cap out at 10?
So we've got 3 more spots. If anyone else does want to join us, just DM the Green Pill Collective.
It's the Brady Bunch, dude.
Dude, we could have an intro made down the road. Where when we have our 10 people, it'll just splice everyone in. We'll have an edit together, and it'll just be us with the Brady Bunch music.
What do they have to have restream in order to hop on? or do they? Is it just a link?
Yeah, it's just a link.
Restream's a browser.
Yeah, it's in the browser, so it should,
Okay.
should be
I
fine.
want to do one of those ones where like it slides in and drops down, and for some
Yeah.
reason mine is just going all around the whole thing, and I'll be like,
Getting thrown into the corners of the box.
yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I'll take
All
the
right,
football
all
to
right.
the
Let's-
face.
let-
Mike, you
let-
throw the football. I'll catch it. Oh.
Where do we start? Are we starting with bubble maps? What are we starting with today?
Yeah, we need to give Steiner the mic here. I think things have been heavy lately.
Well, the markets are also closed today, just so you guys know. So that was also on the stock side. So that kind of changes up the day. I actually have here. I'll show you guys my screen here.
What do you guys think of the Green Pill Collective background?
I
Dude,
like it. That's cool.
Looks great.
we've just passed 550, ladies and gentlemen. I think that today we break the record.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
a
we're
good
gonna
day
hit
to
like
break record.
2,500 today by the end. Watch.
Easy.
Everybody share the space out. Let's get this thing popping. I put a little clue for a giveaway down in the purple pill too.
You've got a little bit of feedback there, Tricky, just a tiny little bit.
Somebody does. Yeah.
I think it's coming from somebody else. Someone has their phone too close to their microphone.
I ditched mine in the drawer.
I think we're good. Check.
Very good. It sounds all right.
Check.
Microphone check.
I think I said better now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, let's. The mic's yours.
Sound check. Sound check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're good.
There's your bubbles. We get some. I know Nick loves this. Look at that smile.
do.
He loves the bubbles. I will say we're still in that same trend. I said 3 to 4 weeks last week. Now we're at 2 to 3 weeks to see the bottoms come in and things that are going to happen. So, I know that, on the day here, it's down a little bit now, but it's mainly up. Bitcoin's still holding over here, 84,500. So, basically we're still seeing a lot of resistance in my opinion, which is really good. We're seeing the bottoms hold up. We're not falling off on there, but we are still, in my opinion, and I always like to hear Envision now too, because he puts in some good he does charting a lot heavier than I do. But from what I'm looking at, I'm still seeing like a downward trend, like a downward wedge forming currently. And it's still, we had a little bit of a bounce back after that low 70s or the high 70s there. But realistically, we're still waiting on the tariff stuff. There's a lot of positive information this week, more so being said, which is probably why we saw some resilience in the market, not a lot of sell off. In my opinion, the manipulation part's going to come next week in some point, because everything's looking good right now, right? There's a lot of good talk. China's working stuff out. Oh, we're getting good deals, but we haven't seen those bottoms that we've projected and those resistance tests back at the high 70s. So that in conjunction with, the good news makes me feel like it's a false sense of security. It's kind of building that bear trap back up to finalize the play out here. So I'm still holding all my cash. I'm still waiting for my buy-in. Personally, it's not financial advice, but I do think it's a good dollar cost averaging time too. If you don't want to time the bottom, timing the bottom is a pain in the butt, right? So it's a kind of a gamble in that sense. I'm watching charts very closely, so I will dump in when I feel ready. But for the dollar cost averaging, it's a good time to be in there. We're kind of bouncing around this lull area that's not going to stay. We're not going to hold this low for long. So it's just a good time to keep accumulating if you have cash. Keep following those convictions. But I do foresee another big drop that's going to look scary in the next 2 to 3 weeks here. It could be this week at the end. I say we'd start looking at it at the end of this week to the middle of the following week to really see what happens with the side of it that's the manipulation side. So I think we're going to see a lot of the manipulation start to wear off. We're going to see the tariffs kind of go. The Fed had a big scare this week where they were like, we'll get rid of Fed Powell. Well, that's really bad for markets. Even if they did switch someone that would be better, getting rid of Fed Powell would be pretty crazy for the markets. So I think it was more of just a scare thing. For those of you that don't know, Trump basically had said, I'll get rid of Fed Powell immediately. If
Can
I
he
need
do
to.
that?
He
I mean,
can.
technically?
Yeah,
technically he can, because he hired Fed Powell, so he can, and that was a transition immediately too. So he can, just like the SEC, have those transitional periods. Now there'll be a set date, which would be the last day, things like that. But just what I wanted to point at with it is it's more of a scare tactic. They're just saying things to shake things up. Powell ain't going anywhere. He's been doing the best for under Trump's regime for the last cycle and for this cycle so far. He's not going to get rid of him. He's just doing all these little things, keep that waiver in the middle of, oh, what's really going on, and that's the manipulation game like we talk about. But just hold tight, y'all. Keep those convictions. Keep stacking what you can while you can. You got to remember too, y'all, the biggest thing about all this boring kind of sideways downtrend and bouncing around in these resistance areas is that the longer we go sideways, the bigger the ups always are. And so we still are in one of the most massive all-time accumulation phases when you look at the grand scale, that rainbow chart I've showed you guys before. We're still in that bottom of the accumulation phase. The super cycle to me is still right around the corner. We also saw Switzerland, they're like one of their biggest superstores, like kind of their Walmart, Sam's Club type thing. They're going to start taking crypto. They announced that today. And so that's like one of the big, huge Sam's Club, Costco type entities in the world. In another country, but they're taking crypto. So what are
they gonna start accepting?
I would have here. You know what? I can look it up while we're all chatting and stuff. But there was an article I reshared earlier about it. Here it is. The Spar supermarket now accept. Oh, it's Bitcoin. So it looks like it's only Bitcoin for right now. Because they announced it's Bitcoin. But obviously, with stores like that, if they start taking Bitcoin, people start paying, they're going to start taking other stuff too. If it works, this is a test. You're going to see Bitcoin at a lot of retail stores and companies first, because they know it's the granddaddy of them all, right? So they're like, this one's at least safe. But then you're going to start seeing companies go, well, shoot, a lot of people hold Solana and Sui and Ethereum because it's cheaper. Maybe we need to take that. Maybe more of the regular people will start buying with that. And yeah, so I think, with everything that's going on, the mass adoption is closing in. We're seeing retail start to slowly come back, which is your big companies and your retail investors like us. So everyone's starting to look back into crypto. The tariffs are having that a lot of countries are starting to come to agreements. The only major countries is really right now still having that issue is America to China and China to America. So once we see that stuff ease up, like we've been talking about, we're ready to bounce back. And I still think we're in a massive cycle. It's just this crazy. It's like being in the eye of a hurricane right now. It's just calm and quiet, and it's kind of boring. But man, when that storm comes back and all this stuff lets off, I was just talking to Quack about this yesterday. I was like, when the volatility, when the liquidity of the world moves back in, a lot of people think that we're not going to see as many moves, or we've seen big moves already. We've been here for cycles before. The money that moves into this market, it's going to be unrealistic. You're going to think not all these coins can bounce. And, your Coinbase kind of those top hundreds are going to all just absolutely melt everything. And then meme season is going to have a crazy season too, y'all. Meme season is going to be just as crazy this cycle, in my opinion. I think people are just going to go
after established projects.
Well said.
Question though for the group, any TA guys or anybody can chime in here. So we are, I have kids. We're about a month away, a month plus barely from kids being out of school, right? And then summer vacations start kicking in. So the whole sell in May, go away thing, is that still relevant this cycle in 5 or 6 weeks? Is it going to be the doldrums, the dog days of summer for crypto until September, October? Or do you think that is different this cycle?
I still think from it going, we just hit the all-time high recently. I think the possibility of it doing tapping that 2 times we've seen previously is a really good chance. But from the charts I'm looking at, I think we're on our way down, and it's just following that cycle. Yeah.
Also, 2 to 3 weeks takes us into May.
Right.
Yeah.
That bottom, and that's going to be the thing, right? So I think sometimes I don't know if everyone else does, but sometimes we forget that like during, even when we see these big spikes, when we know we're at the bottom, you know, when Envision and I are looking at stuff, or in our minds are like, yeah, that's that bottom we were looking for.
Yeah.
It could still be a 2 to 3 week climb to really establish that ground up before the bull run starts. And that's why that 2 to 3 week, I think, for the bottom to come in. And then after that 2 to 3 week, we have that build back up. But the price discovery of Bitcoin is going to come, in my opinion, in June-ish, you know, like that mid-June. But if you ask Big Man, he has an exact date in his mind that he thinks is going to be a really good day. And I want to see what Envision and Big Man both say, because since Envision's looking at charts and Big Man's got that foresight of stuff, I want to see what they say between the date and what he's looking at.
I really think it is. Like I said, I keep saying the 4th of July is going to be an absolute banger, dude. That's kind of when it's going to all pop. And like, it could be the total opposite, right? Like everything else, like a buy the news, sell the rumor type of deal. But I'm really convicted on the 4th of July. There's a lot of different reasons why. But I actually, if you don't mind, I want to segue back to something Crypto Stoner said real quick about the supermarkets accepting Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. And it's a wicked cool concept, and I like the idea. But what scares me about it a little bit is that it's a bigger company that's establishing this first. So what if they start making deals with the government first, right? So they take in our Bitcoin and all this stuff through, because we want to spend it to get groceries, right? And we're like, oh, we're not spending it for USD. It's cool because it's only costing me, look how many like decimals of a Bitcoin it cost me to get groceries this week. But they're going to take it and leverage it inside of the government system instead. And now the government's going to have type of back. Sorry, I kind of brought the tinfoil hat out a little bit, but.
No, you're right though. Accumulation, right? So exactly. Other companies are going to try and copy BlackRock and copy Michael Saylor. And
can you guys see the screen?
Yeah, we can see that.
Oh,
that
okay,
little,
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys could continue talking.
No, yeah. So I've been watching you play around over there. But yeah,
what's the convergence right there, right with that point where those two lines do converge. What date is that? That's the. Can we figure out what date roughly is that by the movements?
End of May.
Yep, right, end of May.
But
yeah, like I was saying on my past, the past. I think we looked at this last week, but. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it touches this, I'm really interested to see it if it breaks it, because October 2023.
And it didn't, and it even in the previous times that it touched that, it was a distance from the shoot.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So if the climb, what's that distance? 3 weeks, 4 weeks? If we go from that lower where it touches to the climb there? What's the time distance there on the first or second one intervals? I want to see the number of days right there, right? Yeah. Okay.
About what's that? October to March.
6 months.
And it roughly did the same thing right here too.
And what month? When was that? That second one?
I mean.
Another October.
August to January, and
that's typical cycles, really. August, September, October, November. You're in meme season.
We're 6 months. So we're 6 months from the next shoot up, or
that's what I'm hoping it. Hoping it does
like the typical pattern of what we thought was going to happen is not really playing out as different as it did before, and now everything's getting dragged on. Plus, we've got, I mean, the way the rules, if the rules aren't written clear, they're going to get changed, and if people think they're going to get changed, they're not going to ape in to this industry.
What's that price there on that breakdown? In your chart there?
Where's that bottom? 70, 73, 74.
That's where I've been telling y'all. 73 is my bottom.
But that would be so nice to have this cycle go like this, because every single time it's touched this trend line, it's did an all-time high. So I'm just crossing fingers, hoping it follows trend, which it seems like it's doing.
And what was the date on that convergence again? End of May?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
25th. 25th of the bottom with that.
Yeah,
which lines up with timing.
Right after my
Oh,
birthday, we're gonna send it.
dude, let's do a little birthday bounce. We love
Right?
A little
that.
birthday bounce. Let's do it.
Also with this chart too, we're in a cycle where we may see mass adoption. And I'm telling y'all that the year that we see mass adoption in the middle of a crypto run, it's going to be a different chart than we've ever seen. And the only thing I think is going to be different in that aspect is there's going to be multiple trillions that move into the market, not just billions. And we've only seen hundreds of billions. We've seen trillion move around type thing, but when we start to see that 5 to 10 trillion in all of crypto range, we only have 3 trillion in there right now, y'all.
Yeah, what do we like?
It's
And the
insane.
charts are going to look totally different. They're not going to look anything like that. This is it isn't helpful. Past history does not determine future results usually. Because
Especially on a new
Not
asset.
financial advice.
not
financial
when
advice.
you get to a new industry, there's an exponential curve at one point that you and then a pop, right? And so it's hard to tell where you are in any given chart.
If you look at a tech boom chart, you'll see what happens when adoption happens of something.
And we drew this last week, and I think it was somewhere around this range. But I still think it's gonna this consolidation period right here. It's just cooking up for a retest to the low 70s for sure.
Real quick, guys. If you guys are listening, and if you have questions on the live, drop them in the chat, okay? So that we can answer those questions for you. If you're looking at the charts and just wondering like, what the fuck are these guys talking about? Drop a question in the chat. All right. So going back to Crypto Sonar here, real quick. You said you think mass adoption is going to happen this year, this summer-ish, right? Why?
No. I
No?
don't know if mass adoption is going to happen this summer. Because we have to
For this
that part.
cycle?
We don't know. All of my the projections I give are if we do and don't have mass adoption, those price, like we talked about, like $1 million Bitcoin versus a 250,000. So I don't think that necessarily we're going to see mass adoption this cycle. I'm hoping because of what we're seeing in news, because we're seeing what Trump's talking about with the Bitcoin reserves. We've seen 2 or 3 states in the US now have a vote for a Bitcoin reserve to be started. So realistically, yes, I do think that we could see mass adoption this cycle. I just don't want to be, I just don't want anyone to think that I was like, no, we have it this cycle. There's a chance that all of a sudden regulation goes crazy and something dumb happens and they go, we're not using crypto anymore, CBDCs only. And that would suck. So if that was but with the likelihood of mass adoption, I do think that it is likely. I think that the mass adoption, if it was to hit this cycle, would be that super cycle we've been sitting in this entire time. And I think that realistically, it would be the smartest way for the governments to move forward through this year, especially with the tariff war causing panic and inflation, recessions, all this stuff. It really, to me, still does seem like we are in line for a mass adoption. Is it going to happen in this 12-month? I don't know. See, that's the thing that could happen is they could push it to next year. They could mass adopt next year, and that could cause a whole nother bull run after a bull run started. So I don't know if they're trying to do, that's that what mental games are the powers that be playing? Are they going to stall mass adoption to create another bull run? Are they going to really push that mass adoption while we're in a bull run to massively amplify that? Or, there's 2 ways it can go. So it's very interesting because I would love for the mass adoption part to hit this cycle. I think it would just it seems right. It seems like timing wise, it could happen. We just have to see that legislation go through, and we know how stuff takes. It's a slow process. They red tape this stuff so long that even if it is mass adoption for a reserve, we are looking at next year for that reserve to start. If they did one today, we wouldn't actually start accumulating in a governmental reserve until next year. But I think we're really close to mass adoption. I think I would say that I think within the next 2 to 3 years, max, that we should see mass adoption or crypto fall off. It would, in that sense, it would be one or the other.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to share, but there's a cup and handle right here, and who knows what's going to happen. And another thing I just would like to point out before I stop sharing my screen is this right here. we have these top breaks on the Bollinger Bands, and every single time it's broken it on this 4 hour. We've tested a pretty good percentage every single time. So we've broken it right here again. Hopefully we might break it one more time, but I'm just off of the technical analysis, just, not financial advice, but it's cooking for a retest to low 70s for sure.
Agreed. If you if you also look at liquidity heat maps currently, there is buildup on the 2-day on the top side. So we may even break 85,000 again at some point in the next 24 hours or so. Yeah. But looking at just the short orders, it looks like it wants to pull back down to around 82, between 82 and 83,000 again, just on the short term, and that's without any kind of news. The other thing that I want to point out too, for those of you that don't know, is the funding rates. If you watch funding rates of how much liquidity is leveraged out in the market right now or lent out, it's been positive for an entire week. And for those of you that don't know, the longer that funding rates stay positive in the market, it's really bearish for the short term, because that means that there's just constant leverage money that needs to be paid back sitting in the market. And those options are gonna close. Those timing windows on plays are all gonna stop. And so that's what can cause a massive fall off. I think we could see some sell off during the weekend this weekend. And I didn't say that last weekend, and we didn't. We chopped all weekend. I said it the weekend before.
Said it 2 weekends ago, and it happened.
And that one we did. So I do think that because of the market being closed today on the stock side and the sideways chop that we've had, and just my personal experience, that this could be another small sell-off weekend. Is it going to touch those bottoms? No, I don't think so. But I do think we could dip back down to the low 80s throughout this weekend, high 70s to be testing some stuff, just like Envision's seeing on his breakdown.
So let's say we do break down to 72 sometime, right? May, June, whenever that is. When do you get back into the market? What is going to give you confidence that we've bottomed out and now we're on the upswing? Is it what is that for you?
It's going to be that cup and handle breaking that Envision showed me with an uptrend, but it's also going to be if you watch it, I bet you the tariff plays out around the cup and handle breaking. So to answer your question, I think it's when Envision's chart shows a breakout beyond that cup and handle. And for those of you that don't know, we had a large one last year at about the same time, if I'm not mistaken, right, Envision? I think we had one of the biggest cup and handles. If you opened the day chart on Bitcoin last year, it was one of the biggest cup and handles I'd ever seen. And I had started calling it at the very right as there was a teeny little handle. I said, this looks like it's going to play out crazy. And we hit all-time highs right after that. So on Envision's chart, same thing with this. If we're starting to see a cup and handle pattern form again, and then the bottoms are going to get tested, it's going to be tariffs and cup and handle breakage, and that's just going to be the low side resistance, that 73, 72. If we saw anything below that, it's manipulation at that point. I think it'll just be large wallets selling off at the bottom, to whether it's for tax reasons or to scare people out of the market, regardless of that. But I do think that realistically, with global economics and liquidity movement, that 73, 72 is my bottom, and I'll dump everything in. I take that back. And again, not financial advice is what I'm doing, but I'll dump half in it at my mark, which is 73. The other half will sit there in case we break down farther. And if we go back up and we bounce, then I'll dump the other half in at 78, 79, whatever it may be if I on the way up, hopefully sooner. But just to kind of clarify my game plan as well for people that follow along with that is, when we hit my bottom calls, half my money goes in, the other goes in after we fall more, or when we bounce back. That's just my in my opinion, play that.
So I saw a post from a guy, and I'm trying to find it. I thought I sent it to you, Crypto Stoner, but maybe not.
Did you give it to me? I can look.
No, this would have been like a week and a half ago. He called Bitcoin going all the way back down to 36. Is there, in your opinion, and this is a big TA guy. I mean, he's got
yeah.
in your opinion, is there a world where Bitcoin drops all the way back down to 36 or anywhere close to that?
I don't. Well, I could see us hitting a 50s. I really don't see us hitting 30s. Yeah. I see Big Man over there. He knows
55. Honestly,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can see a retest to 55, 53-ish somewhere. And then if for some reason market sentiment really shifted hard right there, I could see us dipping a little bit. But I don't think the 33 retest is there. Like,
No.
it's not enough.
Yeah.
There's too much top sitting liquidity. You know what I'm saying? There's too many people that have bought in way higher than that.
Mm-hmm.
Big money people too, not just me and you. Like,
and also, let's say that price hits that 73 too, like we said. That's where that so the price drive down from that bottom is going to be all the manipulators. We will see how far they're going to pull us down, but they can only pull us down so far. I think that if whoever you're looking at, and I reshare that with me if you can.
Yeah.
Just because I'm curious.
I actually do have a chart drawn for that. I've been saving it. I could share it right now.
For it hurting 36?
Oh yeah. So this is my current trend line.
Okay.
And this is the one I'm hoping it stays within range. But if it breaks this uptrend right here, I've been shooting it on my X here and there, not much, but just warning people, hey, look, if it breaks this uptrend right here, we might be retesting this other, because even though this trend line was every time it got touched, there's a new all-time high. We have this one right here where it's from 2020, and every single time this was touched, we reached all-time highs. So if it I hate to bring this up, but it's definitely a possibility. I could definitely see something like this if it does not if it breaks this range right here. We could possibly see this just like this, testing that range to hit over 100K. But who knows?
Could you imagine the timeline? Could you imagine the timeline? Oh my god.
Yeah.
People are like freaking out when it goes down like $5,000. So imagine if it had to drop down to 50.
Yeah.
If it hit, and I realistically, so when I was saying, I'm sure Invision will agree with this one, to be honest, but when we hit that 73 or 72 or 74, whatever that range ends up being, that is when the biggest wallets are going to dump their fucking load. And it's going to be like, so that's why he's seeing that could be a possible breakdown. Because if enough people that have enough money to mess with can drive that price down and reload their bags with hundreds of millions of rebuy, they will. I do think that the 58,000 range is very realistic of seeing personally. I think that we could see a 58,000, and that would be that breakdown. That's why I'm going in half at 73. That's my bottom. But if it falls lower, the other half will go in, because I understand that like that crazy 36 could happen. I'll tell you what, too, if Bitcoin hits 36,000 again, I will max out every credit card I have. I will personal loan. I will get a car loan and then go sell that car while I'm paying the loan, and then put that car back. Like, you don't understand how much money I will leverage in my life at $36,000 Bitcoin, because that to me would be the biggest slingshot we'll ever see in history on a chart, period. Now back to realistic though, of what I think is I do think we'll see the high 50s could be tapped. That's why I'm holding out half, is especially because 73,000 I buy, let's say it falls to 65 and it doesn't break lower, but it hit 65. That's why I didn't put it all in there. I still have half my bag to get that 65. Yeah. So,
at what point, with the MicroStrategies of the world and all those other corporations trying to do a Bitcoin reserve strategy, at what point do they catch the falling knife, right? If it drops to 60, they're like, fuck, I'm all in, and they just push all their chips into the center of the table? Because what's MicroStrategy at? Their average buy-in somewhere in the 60s right now, right? 63, 64, something like that.
Yeah.
All right, let's just say 64. If it drops below 64, don't they and every other corporation that has Bitcoin have to start gobbling it up in order to protect their average entry price?
Yeah,
right or no? Am I?
No. You're 100% right, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
But
if
the thing,
the
oh, go ahead.
governments are involved, maybe, but
Mhm.
even if the
Do
stock
I need my
market
tinfoil
wanted
hat? Is this one of those conversations?
even if the stock market
gotta go get
wanted
mine.
to ape in, they can't. I don't think they could. I don't think they could hold. They're not going to hold the floor. You know,
Yeah.
they're going to do the opposite. They're going to make money off of the volatility.
Exactly. They're probably going to look for and push arbitrage opportunities as well. And honestly, that's probably what they're really doing on a global scale, not necessarily with individual platforms and stuff, right? But with each other's money. They're doing this, like this company knows this guy and like is watching their strategy, and then they're PvPing. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of that going on.
There's a
And
lot
that's
of
just
money to be made off the volatility. They don't want to hold the floor.
Exactly. I kind of
Nothing to do with Bitcoin, but Arizona. I live in Arizona, and Arizona is definitely PvP. I just fucking killed a rattlesnake in my backyard a couple days ago, and that was scary as shit. So,
Dang.
yeah, back to Bitcoin. So, I don't know, man. I just this whole sell in May, go away thing, and then sideways chop throughout the summer, dog days of summer, and then coming back in September, October. I mean, it seems like there's going to be a massive accumulation phase over the next 4 to 5 months, 5 to 6 months. That would put us in October. And once everybody gets settled back in from their summer vacations, I think the end of Q3 is going to start to get a little bit busier. And then I think Q4 is going to be fucking intense.
Mass adoption means like 3 times the amount of people, and it could be 5 or 10 times the amount of money.
Yeah.
Like it could be.
What's going to trigger mass adoption? I mean,
So mass adoption means we have to have a safe but clear regulatory environment. It's got to be safe for consumers, and it has to be clear for businesses, so that way they don't feel like they're taking on a massive liability, right? If it does too much for the businesses but not enough for the consumers, it's not going to be the perfect match, and if vice versa, right? Okay. So that's just, you have to figure out how can you make it work where the investors aren't like scared to get involved.
Yeah.
Which means the companies aren't scared to get involved. And you have to make sure that the people aren't scared to get involved, right? The average person like is having trouble keeping their keys safe, right? They keep on making wrong decisions with that. But there's so many people are coming in here thinking Web3 is meme coins, and that's gambling on the blockchain. It's not the blockchain, right? If you got more than like 5-10% of your portfolio in meme coins, you're a gambler. You're not a Web3 enthusiast. You are a gambler. Maybe you like Web3 too, but you're primarily a gambler. And this is just an easy way that you can do it because you can do this anywhere. And it's readily available. But
it's the Solana casino for a reason.
Yeah. We make it safe for people so they're not like scared they're going to lose everything, and we make it clear as far as what is a security and whatnot going forward. And honestly, I would be just really super bullish on a company that came forward right now. Like if you are a crypto company with a coin, register yourself as a security. If you are one of the first companies to do it right, to actually follow the hoops, to register as a security, but utilize blockchain technology, right? And then it's like the best of both worlds. They're happy, you're transparent, we win. If we don't have people doing that, then we're not going to get the best version of mass adoption. And the best version of mass adoption, like I said, is like a 5 to 10x the money coming in.
There's still a lot
3x. But that's
still a lot of
sorry,
man. I was saying there's still a lot of friction.
Cycles are broken. That's all I mean is the current cycles are broken. Like we're not going to see the same cycles we had previously when this much money comes in, even if we don't see the best version of mass adoption.
Until I can log in like universally to my wallet with an email address, just like any login. Like if I can sign up for my bank or let's see, what do I look?
You can
social
now.
Media. Well, to a point, right? Until that's kind of like a universal thing where I'm logging in with my email and my phone number, and I forgot my password, and I gotta click that button. like if I lose my keys, like I can click a button that says forgot password. Until that happens, I don't think we're going to see mass adoption until we get Amazon or Apple or Walmart like involved in crypto. And they make it that easy. I don't think we're going to see mass adoption. It's still hard. Like it's still difficult until my 7-year-old who's on my iPad right now playing fucking Fortnite with his buddy who's wherever, until that is that easy that my 7-year-old, the UI is that intelligent that my 7-year-old can do it, I just don't think it's gonna happen. So
it's so close, man. With account abstraction and Stripe integrations and stuff, Decentral Bros is like developing firsthand with it too. We're really, really close to just being able to use solely just a nice, simple UI interface with type in your email address or even a username and then a password, and then boom, it links all the private keys and everything right to that account. And then you have access to it from any of these other platforms that use account abstraction. The abstract chain on Base, that's essentially what they do. They just made account abstraction a thing on Base and then coined their network as abstract.
Yeah, the other thing is too, you gotta go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead. No, you go first, Quack.
I wanted to touch on something Tricky said about like the security thing. We actually recently met somebody who is kind of pushing for some of those initiatives, trying to get like maybe 50, projects together, and they're currently sitting on the SEC or that panel that's going on for like 40 days, and trying to get projects together so that they can have the funds and the things that they need to get registered as a security. And so it's cool to see those kinds of initiatives starting to roll out. And so I wanted to.
That's awesome. Who is it?
We found him in an X Space, Arcadian.
Okay. I think I know who that is. All right.
That's dope. And the other thing is too, you have JP Morgan and other banks that have already started said that they're looking into getting crypto on their platforms, which is your bank. So you also have that coming, especially with the SEC saying that pretty much nothing's a security at this point. So now all of a sudden you're going to see the banks take all of this on, and again, my hope for mass adoption in this is at that point of, well, now the banks are looking, they're starting to buy, and when you can buy Bitcoin from your debit card, that'll make it. That's what you're looking for. So I think what you're talking about is going to happen in the sense of banks are going to be the custodian for the majority of people's crypto. And I think that's unfortunate because I would never trust my bank with my crypto. But I think that, like you said, it is going to onboard a lot more people by being able to go on their Wells Fargo, their Bank of America.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
If I can go on my Bank of America right now, and I just opened a new checking account last week on the app or on my online here. If I could do that, if I can go online to Bank of America instead of opening a checking account, opening a crypto account, and it being that easy, and then from there just saying, okay, I want to buy some Solana, I want to buy some Ethereum, and let's buy some Bitcoin while we're at it. Like if it becomes that easy, where it's already integrated into something you're already using and you're already familiar with, then absolutely, then mass adoption happens instantaneously. But when I have to have a MetaMask wallet, I have to download my private or my seed phrase, like have a private key, like that's fucking hard for the average person. And if there's that much friction, most people are going to quit. They're not going to go through the steps to try to figure it out.
Yep. And I just wanted to point out something real quick. And then you have a new all-time high reaching and everyone else getting the MetaMask. And that's where the scalabilities issue become a problem. You're got networks that take hours that are so congested just to get your transaction through. So just imagine if it was globally adopted. That I don't know if we're still kind of not that far away, but somewhat, because that problem alone. But yeah, just wanted to say that.
Yeah, the first time I made a Bitcoin transaction, this is, I don't know, 21, I think. it took like 56 minutes. I started freaking out after like 10 minutes. I was like, where the fuck's my Bitcoin? Like, why is this taking so long? Like, I thought blockchain was supposed to be instantaneous. Like, I was brand new at the time, but you know, it took.
And you probably bought
almost
it
an
from your
hour.
bank, right? You probably had your bank linked to your account and you just bought, like, let's say Bitcoin from there. Or did you have
No,
USDC
I did it
or something?
on MetaMask or something. I don't remember. It was like 3-4 years ago. But it wasn't
Well,
through my bank.
the other thing that's funny, not funny, I guess it's not funny. Sorry. It's sad. I hate when it happens to people. So like one thing, you know, in that sense of when it takes forever, sometimes people are pulling money from their bank account that's linked to their MetaMask and buying their Ethereum. And that has to approve a transaction through your bank.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have, you know, a grand that you already buy USDC or a stable coin with, it would buy a little bit quicker. So I was just wondering if that's what happened the first time when it took a long time, or did you already have money loaded on your
I know.
MetaMask?
I already had the money loaded. I think it was
Okay.
I can explain this
transferring.
actually. Super easy explanation. Most of us, we got in when the market was ripping. So gas was super high.
Yeah.
And so either we didn't up gas high enough, or the algorithm wasn't even prepared to up gas high enough. So it ended up just being a slow transaction. And the old dogs they're slower. You know what I mean? Like Bitcoin's, it's just a little bit slower. The newer guys are just a little bit faster.
That's true.
Yep.
I forget about that.
I need to do something. I need to do something. Get ready. Get ready.
Earthquake test.
We just passed 1,000.
Yeah.
No way,
Good
dude.
job, team.
Yo,
I love it.
hey Nick. So I just wanted to show you an example real quick. If I could share my screen real fast.
Yeah. Rick.
I'm taking a D-Bros class right now, and which one is it?
Did you see
Rick,
Nick?
can you make
If you
Rick,
share
Rick
it,
is-
Nick or Rick?
no, if he shares it, it'll come up. No worries. Just share your screen.
Yeah, I got you.
Also, Quack, you were going to say something, I think, a minute ago. What were you going to say?
So, all right, there it is. Can you all see that?
We're getting some feedback.
Anybody else? Anybody else?
Someone's got feedback.
Move your phone.
It's the browser. It's your browser, big man.
Yeah, look,
It's like muted real quick.
It's Tricky Boot from I couldn't help it.
That was great.
Nice.
Can you mute your screen that you're sharing?
What's up?
Who? No, Rick. Can you mute his screen share? So it doesn't play sound from his.
Right now, yeah, I've muted him, so I don't know if that's going to help.
Big man, do you have more than one camera going? Or, like you have your phone and your computer?
No, it's the browser.
How does
Phone's
that work?
stuck to the end of the pillow.
The browser
All right,
playing sound, but it's good now. Go ahead.
I can mute real quick. So basically, I just wanted to show him an example real quick of the account extraction. We did this in the D-Bros class, dude, and it took us no time. Like as you can see, this Google, sign in with Google right here, pulls up. I can literally log in with my Google account, and I don't have to create a wallet, keep private access. I don't have to do any of that. I'm sorry, it's being a little slow right now, but.
And so that's on the abstract?
No, I made this in the D-Bros class.
You made this?
And like,
Damn,
no. I can't take credit for the technology. He showed us how to do it, right? But
that's cool.
But if I can do it with a few videos and some teaching and stuff like that, there's no reason that Chase or like any of these big guys can't make it. So you can easily log in with an email address and stuff. They're just not doing that yet. You know, the technology is relatively new, but it's not super new yet. It's out there. You can. Invision's in the class with us. He's over here building it too, dude. We're doing some cool stuff over there. It's pretty sweet. Give them a little plug real fast. But
so what chain can that be on? Can it be on any chain?
I believe so. Yes, we're building on Base right now, so it's mainly EVM compatible stuff. but I saw the high five. That was good.
Oh, that's cool. God, what was I gonna say? Nice, good
Hey,
job.
you guys are funny.
Yeah, so PayPal, you can that was kind of an exciting thing. I showed my mom, she was like, "Oh, Bitcoin, crypto, it's all whatever." She sees the news. She wasn't that into it many years ago. And then when she realized that you could use PayPal to buy, not everything, but a Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, like some of the bigger ones, and you don't have to have a wallet. You just have to have your PayPal, and it's hooked up to your debit card or your bank, or however you set it up, and then you can just buy it and it pops up in your PayPal app, and there you go. And so I think that's a big thing, a big move towards mass adoption also.
And they just made it too that sorry, so that it was you can actually transfer it now. When you first started, it was kind of like Robinhood, where you bought it and it was like a stock. You didn't own the cryptocurrency, but now you can.
So going back to like the mass adoption and some of the big guys like the Amazons or Walmarts or whatever, we see that they've already, and for years, some of these guys have been implementing AI, right? Amazon's been doing it for years. Are we seeing them implement anything related to blockchain? And where my mind initially goes is the companies that have international operations. So the Amazons, and I don't know if Walmart's international, but any company with international operations, because when you talk about the amount of fees that you have to pay for currency conversions or transferring funds from across the globe to a central hub in the United States, we're talking millions, multiple millions, hundreds of millions of dollars just in transaction fees, right? So isn't there an advantage? Isn't there some sort of cost savings, some sort of advantage for some of these large multinational corporations to implement blockchain, or at least start utilizing Bitcoin as their own internal kind of reserve strategy to transfer funds from one place to another?
Mm-hmm.
So are we seeing that anywhere? We're seeing them adopt AI at a crazy rapid rate, but are we seeing them do anything related to blockchain from that perspective?
I don't think
I haven't seen anything.
More companies are accepting blockchain payments now.
Yeah,
but not like the majority in the mainstream. Like I was talking, so for example, I have a friend who's an accountant for the soccer stadium, and they pay like $100,000, a little over $100,000 for like their mortgage every month for the stadium, and they pay like probably $80,000 a year in fees to transfer money to pay their mortgage.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, why don't you use, like, if it was Polygon, it'd be like 3 cents. What's the problem here?
Right. And they could save almost $1 million, right, over the course of the year. 80,000.
It is. It's over $1 million throughout the year. Yeah.
Remember, though, a lot of that's also write-off. Some of that stuff they like to have because it's a loss. Just some of it, not all those fees. But just,
true.
they're not that's a reason to not do crypto, but some businesses try to lose money too. So,
well, sometimes they get into a position where they're doing that, but you can always spend your money smart to invest and take the tax laws. You don't need to do it on stupid shit. They get happy when they did something stupid, and then they realize they get to deduct it. You don't look to make if that's your decision, because that doesn't really save you money as much as as much as it helps you avoid taxes. That's about it.
It was pretty interesting. My buddy, he showed me something about him paying a ticket. I forgot, was it Mavericks game or somewhere?
Yeah, probably
it was some
Mavericks.
kind of. He paid Dogecoin with his. I was like, what? I was amazed.
The Dallas Mavericks,
So
Cuban, he was a big Dogecoin. They were one of the first, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, to accept Dogecoin. Oh, look
nice.
Oh yeah, Rick showed us his credit
that's
card.
awesome.
That's what we see a lot.
That's awesome.
So this is just Apple Pay. I can use this wherever they accept Apple Pay. I can pay with crypto. And this is any crypto. This isn't just Doge. You can have like Solana, and this is just in the Revolut app. So
you're Revolut. Okay.
Yeah, within the app, you just go to like the crypto section, and then you've got your whole you can see at the bottom, it has
So
like
Revolut is more of a European thing, right? I've heard of it, but
I think it's international, but like you can see, you can just buy crypto there at the bottom. It just says crypto. So you just go onto your crypto tab and you buy the crypto with your balance from your main account. So it really doesn't get easier than that, man. You can pay for anywhere they accept Apple Pay.
Yeah.
You can basically pay with crypto now. Think
Which
about
is
that.
anywhere
So
they
then
do
what?
it,
So
FDIC.
you're paying with crypto, and then on the merchant's end, it takes that crypto and automatically converts it to whatever
To whatever the
choose.
currency is at that moment. Yeah.
Got it.
At that
Okay.
moment. Yeah. And it gives you good fees as well. It's not like it doesn't rip you off. Definitely. Because
And that's through Revolut, or is it Apple Pay within Revolut? Or is it
I
one
think
and the same?
that's Revolut. That's Revolut itself, and then obviously you can just use Apple Pay with that. But the other thing that I wanted to show is this. This has come out, and apparently this is going to be an absolute banger. Here we go.
I'm looking on my. Sorry, real quick. I'm looking on. Intelligence Stoners is hosting. There's 730 people on my stream right now. Apparently, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we've broken 1,000. We're gonna hit 2,000. So I'll blow the horn when we hit 2,000.
Nice.
But yeah, so I mean, MetaMask here is currently in these countries already, and you can just sign up here to join the wait list. But I mean, this is quite a few countries already. Not New York.
And major ones, not
exactly big countries. Brazil, I mean, the whole of the European Union. So
countries.
Yeah, so I mean,
Coinbase also used to have a card. I heard
was
that you
it debit
can't,
or credit though?
it's debit.
Oh,
and it's a conversion.
Yeah.
So I use that one. So I now I've had an issue where two of them. I saw the quacks. We got some quacks out in the audience.
Quack.
Crypto guy OG. What's up, AZ?
Yeah.
But yeah, Coinbase is they have that card, and there's other platforms now that have a card, I think, too, that I've seen here and there. And that those are ways that, for like Nick, for you, it basically links to your Coinbase, but it's a PIN and it's a debit, and you can lock your card through the app, which is nice because that's actually saved me from losing money before. And so, I think there's a lot of not third party, but almost third party ways that are just kind of like, you have you're seeing PayPal. That one's the big one because PayPal has cards too. You can have a PayPal card linked. And yes,
we'll have to bring in Angry Mechanic. He's the guy behind Montage. They have a wallet, a DeFi wallet that they're designing. And it's tap to pay to start with. To get credit cards, if you buy a bundle of them, and it's like, I want to say 20,000 to start or something like that. But we're good. There's tap to pay, but that would be fine for most people with a mobile with a cell phone, But maybe we should get him on here and have him talk about what he's doing and like the ins and outs of this part, specifically payment systems, because basically we're not going to get rid of banks. Okay, bank is just the finance and industries, right? Like as much as we hate them, they are just the people that are running, that are the end users. A way to get cash and money transactions, right? So they're going to move with the times. They're not going to just be like, okay, you guys win.
Right.
That's not
adapt or die. Yeah.
So
hey, let's get
what do we want from them as far as payment systems, storage, safety? Like, what would you need to trust someone with your keys? That's the conversation we should have, and then that should be the law for the banks too. No more 40-to-1 leverage anyway. What are you saying, Nick?
Check the chat, guys. I got to jump in a few minutes, but we should get D-Bros on. We should get those guys on, and they should talk about what they're seeing from a kind of technology development standpoint and where they see this going, right? As far as mass adoption and how that's going to happen.
It would be an honor to have Justin here. Yeah, he would love being on. We'll reach out, and all of us will make sure we get him on for
everybody
Friday.
On this space. Go hit up the D-Bros and say, hey, you guys got to be on the next Higher Intelligence show next Friday.
Yeah.
But hey, I do got to jump in a few minutes. You guys can obviously keep doing your thing, but I do want to circle back, remind everybody, Rick, if you want to pull up that flyer again, the 420 show.
Just a second, I want to take a photo.
Okay.
Everyone, take a pose. Wait, hold on. I need to do it again. 1 second.
Oh, are we posing? What are we doing?
Okay, yeah,
Are we
well,
flexing? What are we doing?
we're gonna take a photo. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, hold it there. Thank you. That's what I needed.
I need my donkey in the photo.
Yeah, shaka, brother.
Wait, I want to retake.
Do you want to retake it?
No, I was joking. I have a Bitcoin golf.
Do it.
Yeah, golf.
Do it again. Let's do it again.
Do it.
I'll put on my mug glasses for this
Yeah,
one.
put on your tinfoil hats.
1, 2, 3. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a no point. This was to post on social media.
I love that about 1,000 people just sat there and watched us all freeze for a second.
Right.
I hope somebody came in right as it was frozen.
Right.
I was like, "What's wrong with
What's
them?"
going on?
Yeah, dude.
All right, let's recap real quick. So this weekend, tomorrow, starting at 11:20 Eastern, right, Rick?
Yeah. So tomorrow, let's bring that poster back up. I'll put out the exact schedule, but it is going to be, as I say, 24-hour space ever in Web3. It's never been done before. I think ever in the world, not even just Web3 in the can't see anything. But can you see that? No,
it's just
No.
us. It's the Brady Bunch.
yeah. Just put 1 second.
I love it.
This never worked for me.
Oh no, Rick! It looks like you're freezing in place. No.
No.
Oh, it's coming there.
There we go.
There we go. 420 party. There it is.
All right. So tomorrow, GMT 420 GMT is 11:20 Eastern. Correct? AM. Correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. 11:20 a.m. EST tomorrow, and then the way that it's going to run is I just put a bit of a sample here, but I'm going to send this in a Google Doc tonight in our group chat. But this is a sample of what it will be like the space. So there's going to be music, games, trivia, shills, giveaways, bong hits, tinfoil hat hours. It's just going to be dope, bro. 24 hours. Like I say, we've got music hours. So that during that hour, people can leave, go have lunch, go have dinner, come back, or they can sit and listen to the music. But we'll break it up so it's not just 24 hours of like constant. I was thinking all of the music artists that we've had in the Green Pill Collective, I'll key up all of their songs and we'll have 1 hour of just, Green Pill Collective artists that have jumped in with us over the last few weeks, months. But yeah, bro, it's just going to be vibes. Honestly, no massive expectation. The only massive expectation is that we set this record, and I have no doubt we're going to do it.
We gotta get Guinness there.
Yeah. And
Guinness Book of World Records, baby.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I've already started. I've got the PO app ready and everything.
Yeah, I wanted to remind everybody about the PO app, Rick, and what that means.
So the PO app for tomorrow is we've made the PO app already. The PO app is
Proof of attendance, right?
Proof of attendance. Yeah. So basically, you guys will be able to. Let me see if I can share this one. You guys will be able to mint this, and this will be like your key. Let me bring it onto here. This might make like a second. Okay, I'm not. Maybe I won't show it. It can be a surprise for tomorrow. Yeah, but the PO app is just basically an NFT you're going to mint as a commemorative for being there tomorrow night. And in the future, we will do things like, if you have that particular PO app, you'll be able to enter a raffle, or you'll be able to attend a certain event, or we'll do a giveaway for all the people that have that PO app. what we are planning is everyone who gets the POAP just has to fill out a Google Doc with their address, and then we will airdrop with Solana address, and then we will airdrop all of those people a little surprise from us.
So the point is, pay attention, redeem or whatever. Redeem your POAP, get your POAP, because that's going to be the start of an epic journey with the Green Pill Collective. What do we got in the corner in business showing us something? Is that a POAP?
It's the first one. The first POAP.
Oh shit, he's got it, bro. He's got the very first POAP.
Yeah.
That's wild. Check it out,
Yeah,
guys. That was the first POAP ever.
There you go.
Sorry.
So,
Well, yep, there it is.
All right. So, yeah, tune in tomorrow, 24 hours, get your POAP, because it's going to be the start of something I think pretty fucking crazy and pretty cool this year. Again, starting on 420. All right, guys, I got to go. I got to run. My kid just was trying to barge in my office. So this was fun. Let's do this again every week. And yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay. You guys keep going, but I got a gym. So see you later.
See ya.
Deuces.
I stepped on a rattlesnake at 14. It was 6 feet long.
Dude. All right. So real quick, rattlesnake story. So me and the kids were out there playing in our backyard, hitting golf balls, throwing footballs, just doing stupid stuff, right? My wife walks out to clean up our mess because we made a mess in the backyard. She walks out. There's it wasn't that big. It was only like 18 inches, foot and a half. Rattlesnake wound up underneath the table right around where we were all playing, and we had no idea. She walks out, starts freaking out, screams. I have to go get a shovel. I try to take a shovel, like a flat blade shovel, and try to chop it in half. It's all like rubbery, and it won't. And it's just a blunt shovel, and it won't like chop in half. So I had to get a cornhole. You guys play cornhole, right? That big old board. So I had to get a cornhole board, put it down as like my shield, and then I had the shovel like holding it there. And then I had to go get they weren't hedge. Yeah, I guess they were hedge clippers, like tree branch clippers. So I have my shield, I have my shovel, I have my tree branch clippers, and I like am wedging it with like my foot and stuff in my hand because I'm holding with a shovel, and so I'm clipping. I literally clipped his body in half with a tree branch clipper. It's still like wiggling and moving. His head's still snapping. Fuck. So then I take the shovel again, put it near his head, and then I get the tree branch clipper trimmer again, chop his head off. So now I have 3 pieces of a fucking snake on my rug, on my outdoor rug. I'll put it. And then the head's still fucking snapping like 10 minutes later. And so I go to scoop it up with the shovel and the tree branch clipper, and it like grabs a tree branch clipper. I'm like, holy fuck, dude. This is like I'm living in like a wildlife show on National Geographic.
Bro, you went to war with a snake, bro.
Seriously, man. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I would have grabbed him by the tail and I would have just and like not my problem anymore.
Dude.
Yeah, bro, I've done it out in the middle of nowhere.
Have you?
I've seen my uncle jump over a rattlesnake, grab it by the tail, spin it around, and hit its head on a metal spike. It was like a nail sticking out of a log that he was like, you hang your coat on, and he just.
Damn. All right. Well,
we skinned that thing
I'll have to work on
later,
that.
and the heart was still beating.
Protect your family, guy. That's what's important, right? Keep your family safe.
Oh man.
100%.
Oh, and then the very next day, our friend who lives a couple miles away, they found like a 6-foot rattlesnake in their backyard, and so I immediately went on Amazon and bought one of those like 72 inch like telescope poles where you you grab it. So, anyways,
smart.
That's my rattlesnake story. All right, guys.
Scorpions.
Oh yeah, that too. Oh, centipedes, dude. Fucking centipedes, like
fuck that. No.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck that. All right. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Later. Oh man. Bro, that's like a traumatic experience he had, bro. That was like, it wasn't just a one and done slap. It was like he was like a 30-minute battle with a snake, bro.
Yeah.
Socks can attest to this. We had a beehive, bro, that was living in the wall of our house, and we had a skylight. You'd wake up in the morning. We were sleeping in the living room. Wake up, the skylight was just full of fucking bees, my guy. Like, and not like honeybees or anything. They were wasps and shit.
Have you seen how they get rid of those things? You put like a bowl with
That's
soap,
what I used.
and they
Dawn
put it.
dish soap in a spray bottle with some water, and I just sprayed them all down and vacuumed them up. And like, dude, it was crazy. It gives him flashbacks though. He's like, Beemageddon, dude. You remember that? And I'm like, it was gnarly. My mom, him, my sister, they're all like really sensitive. I don't know if they're allergic necessarily, but they're really sensitive to bee stings and shit. And it's crazy, dude. Spider bites, same type of venom too. So be careful if you're allergic to bees.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I had a centipede experience. I had just, I was probably been in Hawaii for like, I don't know, 2 months, and we were sleeping kind of outside-ish, you know. It was like just it was a house, but it didn't really have walls. And dude, I was sleeping, and in my dream, I dreamt about this centipede, and dude, it slithered up the bedpost onto the bed, like up my chest, and it bit me like in the lip when I breathed. I like scared the centipede, and it was like this long and bright blue and just real crazy. Dude, I could feel it just like move down my neck and everything tightened, like my jaw locked up, and I tripped. I had a fever. I was straight hallucinating. I was reading I don't know, the Be Here Now, the Ram Dass book, and just tripping on the centipede medicine. I tell you what, they are something else.
Yeah, where I grew up in
medicine. Damn.
Where I grew up in Hawaii in Eva Beach, my tutu, she taught us to when you see the centipede or something crawl across your face or body, because we slept on the floor, she say just stay still. And it happened to my brother, and it was the most scariest thing. Even though it wasn't me, I was like 6 years old, and you could just hear it like across the floor, and it went across his chest, and he was as stiff as could be, and just went on. And then my older brother smashed it. But oh man, if you don't stay still with those things, oh yeah, they'll get you.
Yeah, I swear it was like as soon as I breathed, and it was weird because I was asleep, but I could like, it's like I saw it happening in my dream, and it like breathed, and it's got scared, and I felt bad, you know, also for it. But yeah, dude, they're gnarly. And then we have little centipedes here, and they're just like little red, orange little centipedes, and they don't have those like big pinchers like the ones out in Hawaii.
Oh yeah,
Everything's gnarly in Hawaii.
Vicious. Yeah, we had a mongoose run in our house one time, and oh wow, it was crazy experience.
A mongoose.
You didn't have animals in the house, did you?
No.
Okay. I've heard. No, I actually had homies in Hawaii that had like small animals, and like they had shit like raccoons and stuff, or get in the house, and they're like, bro, like they attack the animals. You gotta like be careful.
Yeah,
that shit's crazy. They're crazy.
Yeah,
monsters.
Some things just aren't meant to be pets. I'll never get one of those as a pet again.
Right,
a raccoon.
You know what D-Bros has as
a wallaby, baby.
Yeah, he's got a wallaby like Rocco
crazy,
from Rocco
bro.
Life.
Crazy.
Yeah,
I really want to get a sugar glider, but that's another story.
Sugar gliders are cool.
So I went outside one day, and there was some bees, and I was just like, "Oh, that's not good." It's like, wait, they're like louder than normal. I got really good hearing, so I hear shit like that. But so I walk, and like 100 feet away from the house, I go around a couple trees. It was the acreage. We had like an acre, so there's like a little bit of like tree bush like area on the sides of the house. And I go back there, and I get about 3 trees deep, and it's like, it is loud. It's ridiculously loud. And I'm looking up, like I can't find it anywhere. And I realized that like the thing in front of me that I thought was like a tree was not really like a tree. It was a part of a palm tree that had been encapsulated by a bee's nest. And it was like 3 feet in diameter. And the palm tree was about the size of my arm in diameter. So it was like, back in the day, you know, those old school like TVs, like a 27-inch TV, like like that's how big it was. Like it was huge, And I was just like, oh, this is too big. Like, I don't have enough poison for this. I don't know what. I got to get rid of this thing pronto. So
hey,
I go inside.
Vision Salatin. Oh, what's up, Big Bang Salatin? Nice.
I go inside real quick and I see I see what I can manufacture. So I come outside with improvised explosive device, and I light it, and I figure out I'll just I throw it real hard. It's all bee material, right? It'll just like puncture in and then explode, right? No problem, right? I throw it real hard and it hits it and bounces back and lands right at my feet.
Jesus, bro.
I take off running. I probably should have just picked it up, but because the fuse was decent, but I figured, run kind of made more sense at the time. There was also bees everywhere. Did I mention the 3-foot diameter bee nest? Yeah, anyway, so it goes off and blows off half the bee nest. The bees are now everywhere and everything's on fire. So now I got bees and fire. So I run back to the house. I get a squirt gun, which is one of those ones that sucks up water like a big tube, right? And a bucket, and I'm like feeding the bucket of water. It's the acreage, so there's nowhere to go really. Like the hose won't reach, so I'm filling up a bucket of water. I'm using a bucket and a squirt gun to put out this like fire that's all throughout like my property. Eventually, I don't know how nobody showed up, like no fire department, but I got it out. The bees were all taken care of by the fire, actually. So.
God damn, bro.
But
Well, bees don't like smoke, so.
But bro, they say the bees are endangered, bro. So we shouldn't.
Well, this wasn't like a honey bee nest. This was more like a wasp nest, like a 3-foot diameter wasp.
Yeah, I think wasps are very different to those the yellow jackets.
Yeah.
Those
they're invasive. There's actually a few invasive bees and hornets. Like there's the honey bees; those are endangered, but there are some also aggressive invasive bees. So I don't know a lot.
Has anyone tried any type of honey? Because I've been thinking about buying a good jar of honey because
just get a raw organic,
local.
You need to find local sourced honey. So we have somebody that grows near us, and the reason for local sourced honey, if you can find a farmer or even local stores will have it, but especially natural stores. Local honey, and it's because it uses the same pollens and stuff that the bees are carrying the pollens that you live near. So it's actually better for your immune system of where you live. It helps you to build that tolerance and have less allergies during the season too.
It can help you like prime your system for
the one I'm thinking of is called Manuka honey. Have you heard of this?
That is a very expensive. You gotta get like a high K factor to make sure it's like pure, but it's basically like high altitude honey. That's it's fed off of like a specific plant, and it's only available in like a couple of it's from only like 1 or 2 countries. But Manuka is, first of all, it doesn't taste very good. Okay, it is very good for medicinal properties, but it's not like enjoyable.
Look at the price of that, man.
It's expensive because of the
1,000 euros for 500 grams of honey.
Yeah,
it's good for you though.
It's really good for you. It's good for boosting your immune system. It has a whole bunch of nutrients and stuff like that in there because of the plant that it is. But if you guys are okay, I'm a honey connoisseur because I'm allergic to sugar, so I got into it, right? And I'm allergic to everything, so I thought honey would be a good way to help with my allergies. But it turns out I have an autoimmune system, so having more pollen just was not helpful. Like a normal person will benefit from that and build an immunity to the local plants and pollen that's in the air, and then you'll be better off. But that's why you want the raw, unfiltered honey, or you can just straight up get pollen sometimes. But the Manuka honey has got a whole bunch of different beneficial things. You use a little tiny bit of Manuka honey in like a smoothie that you want to like make a super smoothie, like maybe before you work out, and it's got a whole bunch of like good like micronutrients that I think are really good for like cellular development. But it is super expensive for what it is, and it doesn't taste great. Get yourself a creamed honey that's in the store. You'll probably find like a natural like wildflower, but the creamed honey it's basically whipped, but it is like candy. you'll notice it that it's white. Okay, it's white and thicker, and not because it's crystallized, but it's been whipped.
Yeah, it almost has like it's not creamy, but it's like so good when you eat it that it's almost like it was creamy and rich.
Tastes,
you know?
Yeah, it's like it tastes creamy.
It's so good, dude. Now you got me. Now I want to go
I
eat
want
honey. I'm just gonna...
I want some mad honey, to be honest with you, dude. I gotta
Oh
try
yeah,
it,
I want to
bro.
try that.
Honey
Oh,
over
the
here.
mad honey, bro.
The mad
Yeah,
honey.
dude.
Yeah.
If you have a solid,
tried.
if you have like an iron stomach, I highly recommend it.
But why?
Right.
Does it make you want to?
Well, it's not like you'll not like necessarily extra nauseous, but it will like kind of cramp your stomach a little bit. It's a little bit it's got some stomach discomfort is pretty standard if you're taking it enough to have a good time.
Is
Yeah,
it
it's made
similar
with,
to? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, big man.
Oh no, you're good. We're still talking about mad honey, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, I'm pretty sure it's made from rhododendron flowers though as well, so it has like neurotoxin properties in it as well. But it can be used like medicinally, so it's pretty cool. I've never tried it personally, but I've heard some pretty cool stories about it.
Yeah.
Also, does it give you that
NFP.
similar? Oh, sorry. I just wanted to ask Tricky if it gives you that similar stomach, like if you have like a couple grams of psilocybin, like if you were just to eat some shrooms, sometimes you get that little uneasy for a moment, and then it goes, well, okay, it's like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Should we wrap it up, or do we want to continue going with the convo? I think tomorrow we're gonna have plenty to talk about, bro.
Yeah.
You guys are all welcome to come on the stream like this.
Well, I got some alpha I can drop just since there's my buddies weren't able to make it. If you're curious,
Yeah. Let us know about that, bro. They did actually DM me, so I will. I think on 420 they're having a space, so that will be after our space. So I'll go and support there. But also I think Doodlegenics is having one tomorrow as well. So there will be other 420 spaces, but they're not going 24 hours like us.
Everyone's gonna it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
So Digi Joints has the Coins project, and they are doing Digi Blunts on 420. So that's going to be a pretty limited collection. If you have an OG, I think you get. I'm not sure if there's like a whitelist or anything on that, but maybe I think there's a whitelist for it. But anyways, that dropped beyond 420. But then there's also tomorrow, Little Lettuce Monsters.
Oh, bro, I know those.
So if you have a what's it called, a Canna Buddy, you have a claim. But
I've actually been.
Yeah,
I need that.
Little Lettuce Monsters.
Yeah, bro. I've actually I've been in a few spaces with these dudes, bro. You're
just sleeping on us, Rick. You're not telling the rest of the GPC.
Yeah, bro. They're actually in Peanut space a lot. I go to Peanut, who's a good friend of mine. I go to his space like
Peanut,
OG Peanut.
Peanut, yeah, Jiffy with the long
losties.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Long lost,
I'm up and I go and speak in his space. Like that's like, you know, they are kind of part of the Green Pill Collective because they are vibing with us, but not officially yet. But these guys here are very, very cool. I definitely will be there.
You want to see the new ones?
No, dude, that's actually sick.
Let us grill. I love that, bro.
I think they should be in
Hey,
there.
Rick.
Well, we need to check them out for Green Pill Collective.
Rick, check this out right here. I got me a couple.
Did you mint?
Well, I claimed I have two, so I had, and they're in different wallets. So I got to claim these guys. Here, let me see if I can.
I can put your screen bigger. 1 second.
There it is, Tricky. You're good.
Well, I turned my brightness up, and it was a little too bright, I think, for the screen. So I got this guy.
Hold up.
Oh, he's sick.
Hell yeah.
I
like the eyes on that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then also.
Oh, that's dope, bro.
I like the puffer. Is that a puffer? Like an orange puffer jacket?
Yeah.
Orange puffer jacket.
Dude, I would rock that down the mountain.
Hell yeah.
That's
yeah.
sick.
So let's speak to them. Maybe they want to join us in the collective. always looking to onboard. Also, Dogcoin. I've been vibing with them, trying to. I think that they will be interested in. I told you guys about this. They're giving back to dogs, and they're a project on Solana. So I'm actually making a donation. They gave me like a prize, and I'm going to donate it to. I'm just going to donate it to a kennel. I'm not going to keep the prize, but it's. Yeah, look, I did this with Zena too. Well, Zena, pretty fun.
Later, 6-star. He said he's gonna
Thanks for
hop
stopping
out.
by.
Yeah,
Happy
it's always
Friday,
Tomorrow,
everyone.
6-star. See you tomorrow, brother.
Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be
Sweet.
epic. And Respecter is a DeFi space donkey, so I mean I've always been helping him out where I can. He was also one of our sponsors for our Zauchella event. He gave us like 20 jars of buddy blocks or something like that. Each one was like 1,000 milligrams or something. Each jar, and each gummy was 100 milligrams.
I love 100 milligram gummies.
For everyone who stayed in the house. The amount of merch we had that for everyone who stayed in that house was incredible. But yeah, so they rebranded from Canna Buddies to Little Lettuce Monsters, and everyone who had an OG got a claim today. So if you have one, make sure you go get the claim. If not, come in tomorrow. It's going to be a fun party, and then the rest of the time you can hang out with us. And then also, so yeah, Digi Blunts, Little Lettuce Monsters. And I know Meta Rides has got some stuff minting here pretty soon too. I'm not sure when theirs is coming down. There's been a lot of things going. So see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah. Also tonight, real quick, we've got for those of you that know Solana Deads, building with Levels and Rogue over there.
Yeah,
and Pup. We also shout out to them in the chat. I see y'all watching. No, but we're having a Solana Dead space tonight. 6 p.m. Eastern time, or no, I think it's 6 p.m. my time. So that's 7, 8, 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight. So for those of you that can roll through,
right? Look what time it is for me. I hope
you don't have to worry about it. You got a
24-hour. No, bro, I have to stay up late tonight. Because
okay,
right?
Well, then come hang out with us.
Or I just knock out early. I take a Zan and just go to bed super early.
Yeah, fat bowl, sleepy night.
It's the only way, bro. There's no way in hell I would be able to just sleep like even if I had
Christmas.
Bro, I could have 10 big bowls, bro. What do you mean one bowl? I could have 10 and it still wouldn't do anything to me. So I'd have to have a Zan and I'd be out and then wake up like late so that I basically have 12 hours sleep. So I can go for 24 hours.
That's what I would do.
There we
I
go.
think that's a good plan, bro. Honestly.
Lock in, baby.
You gotta plan ahead.
Sorry, fam. I gotta
get
out my
here.
daughter from school.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up anyway.
Yeah, it was fun hanging out with y'all, and I can't wait to bring the Enchanted Miners Doge DAO tomorrow on your little thing.
Yes, sir. They're gonna be there tomorrow.
That's the other ones that's minting.
Awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
They're minting
on 420. On 420.
Yeah.
There we go.
Later, big dog. I know you got to get out to go pick her up, so you roll out. We'll see you later.
Have a good one.
Yeah, so I'll just carry on from there. This is the Enchanted Miners Doge DAO. They'll be here. They'll be with us on 420, and then they've got their min party on Sunday evening, which is after our space. So we'll be able to all attend that. So this is what we're talking about, cross collaboration. Envision came in, he said to me, oh yeah, these guys, they could be good to have on the show, and that's it, bro. So I love what we're doing because we're doing our Green Pill Collective so much, but then we also outreaching to all these other communities. I've been trying to do it myself. You guys have seen I'm trying to go onto Abstract and stream there as well. But I did do a stream during the week, and of course, bro, I shilled the Green Pill Collective on this this particular one. So we just have to keep getting out there. I feel just to build this community even more than we have, and then the structure I think is all just coming to life already, bro. I think that as far as I can see, we're starting to get a bit of a structure together, which is dope to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys,
bringing people in is my thing, man. I'll bring in a lot of people.
Yesterday, you had some good guests on your show. Who was it, bro? It was 420. I actually got hit up by your edibles person, Tricky, as well. They're going to be giving away some edibles tomorrow.
Nice.
Homegrown creations. So we're going to have.
Does the United States apply to this one, or is this like only Canada?
This is the United States.
United States, right?
Yeah.
So you get a sample box of the one that Tricky had. You'll get a whole box like that. They're giving that away tomorrow night. That's going to be fire, bro.
So I have two edible sponsors right now. I had 3, but one of them moved. Well, Cannon Buddies turned into Little Lettuce sponsors, but but then IRL Goodies was the box that I got the other day with all the fudge and the chocolate covered sticks.
That's what I think they're giving out. Something like that. Is it? If
So
it's
that was IRL Goodies, homegrown creations.
Oh, IRL Goodies. I need to hit them up, bro.
IRL Goodies is them. Homegrown Creations is my other friend, and she makes gourmet edibles and bubblegum and ice cream and like everything you can think. Like she's amazing. Like legit.
Let's try get them on. I'm sure that, it will be dope to.
Her blueberry hibiscus tea is just amazing. It's like one of my favorite edibles. It doesn't taste like a weed. I could just drink that shit all day.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like, just give her $50 and be like, surprise me.
Like, last thing, guys, I'll give you guys a quick preview of what I'm going to be launching on 420. You guys are only, and the 1,000-something people watching, but I wanted to just show you this. Check this out. So our merge store for MSC is going to go live on 420. It's not live yet, but we really have built a banger of a store. And shout out to Mac, because Max helped me a lot on this, and we built out the site really well. And I think that people are going to be very happy with the merch. All at cost price to holders, and obviously shipped like locally. Ignore the pricing because that's going to change by tomorrow. It's going to be cheaper. It's literally going to be cost price. So yeah, guys. Looking forward to launching this on 420. There's your little preview. First people to see it.
Fuck the fun. I love it.
The fun. I love it.
Yeah, but that's like the little MSD saying is fuck the FUD, you know? Because, bro, fuck the FUD. Like,
facts.
We go no matter what. Yeah, guys. So thanks, everyone. We absolutely killed it today. We are approaching 1,400 viewers. So we absolutely killed it today. You know, over the next 24 hours, that number is going to go up to 2,000 easy. So thank you to everyone. This is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I love to see it, man. Also, last thing is I wanted to just let everyone know officially that the THC humor account, we are starting to bridge into being the Green Pill Collective main page. And Nick's obviously very kindly allowed us to do that. This will be the hub of the Green Pill Collective, but we'll slowly transition into crypto content and whatnot. But a very powerful page for us to have. And if you aren't following, please follow so I can follow you back if you're in the Green Pill Collective. But yeah, very, very nice to have that page and that opportunity for us to, you know, start off with such a bang with the Green Pill Collective.
Yeah, awesome.
And with a big cannabis following. So the point is that, like, we would retweet from that account, Quack Life, Sock Puppets, you know, from a big account like that. We retweeting you guys, DeFi Space Donkeys. So all of those cannabis people are going to be seeing our brands eventually. If they decide to stay, I'm pretty sure there's going to be people who are like, I'm out of here. I don't want to be seeing crypto content. But that's fine, bro. You know?
No, dude, we're
in crypto, we have to focus on what we're providing.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Focus on the art, the utility, and I mean, if we're not selling like a layer 1 or a layer 2, so we don't even need to use like normal blockchain words. Let's just focus on what people, you know, like what's the draw? Focus on the draw. That's
Yeah,
it.
the
Exactly.
community, the spaces,
Yeah.
the live
And-
streams, you know.
Right. And then the people who show up to the spaces will get enough of the terminology around and stuff too. Like, and they'll be like, oh shit, there's more to this art and everything that I'm seeing, but I still resonate with it from a personal and authentic perspective. And we all bring that. So I think it's going to be an amazing transition, dude, personally.
Yeah. No, I'm so hyped for it. And like I say, tomorrow's kind of like our birth. I don't know who said that. So it's going to be absolutely fire. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. And any final words from anyone? When's your guys' next spaces other than the 420 space?
Tuesday.
Quack up, you got Sunday. But maybe
Yep, we have a live mint party this Sunday at 1:11 p.m. PST, and we're actually donating a percentage of sales to a duck sanctuary, and that's really exciting to have that.
Let's keep plugging that throughout the 420 space so that people, you know, because we're going to finish at 11:20 a.m. on 420, so it basically gives people the whole day, you know, to rest, and then in the evening they come back for the mint party and all the rest for round 2 of 420. So yeah, guys, congratulations to everyone for a great stream. Tricky Buddha, what is up?
Last thing, make sure you guys go ahead and retweet the space again. It's recorded, so people can check back. They can maybe catch us again next time. We're gonna do some more giveaways as well, so I'll pull a giveaway winner off of our stream, both here on the High Intelligence and the mainstream, which is Intelligent Stoners. So if you retweet the live stream or the space, you'll get into those giveaways. I'll do one on each, so you have 2 chances. Also, we have an upcoming space with Quack Life on Monday. We'll be giving away some NFTs. We'll be talking. We'll be chilling. And we got some other stuff coming up as well. So make sure you tune into all these people here and put on those noties. Let's go.
Yeah, lots of good announcements. And I love that, like, the collaboration that's been going on lately, bro. It's so dope just to, like, everyone's, like, collaborating within each other, you know, like, you know, Crypto Stoners doing stuff with the Solana and Deads, and it's like Mama Bear's doing stuff with Tricky. It like just all crosses into each other at the moment. And I just think, bro, this is what the Green Pill Collective is. It's like this meshing of all these different communities, and it's not just like us coming together on one occasion to have a space. It's constant collaboration between these different communities that's making this such a special thing. And I'm not going to lie to you, a lot of people have approached me and said, you know, what you guys are doing with the Green Pill Collective is really going to change the space. So yeah, guys, have a blessed Friday night. Get your bodies ready for 420, whatever you need to do. Give yourselves an enema, clean yourselves out. Whatever you need to do, bro. Whatever you need to do, you know. Some people say an enema is good before you're about to go on a bender. I don't know.
It's like rompe, right? It's like when you do the rompe up your nose and stuff, it's a purge. It cleanses all that stuff out of you. So I guess I understand.
Well, bro, haven't you seen Wolf of Wall Street, bro? That guy, like he'd go on a bender and then then the next day he would clean himself out like completely just for the next round, bro, just to start going again. And that's what I'm gonna do, bro. Have a deep sleep, eat really, really well, and just get ready for the first and best ever 24-hour space ever. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Yeah, absolutely insane. Thanks for all the love from all the audience. We love you guys. We'll be here again next Friday, same time, same place. This is the place to be if you're 420 friendly, if you love 420. Shout out to the Space Donkeys. Shout out to Quack Life. Shout out to Crypto Stoner with the Solana Undead and Yetis as well now. Shout out to Big Man X with the Sock Puppets. We've got some big announcements coming as well for Weedcoin. Me and Stoner will drop that, but tomorrow. Big stuff happening, guys. Big stuff happening on the back end. And I think that it's not just me and Crypto Stoner. I think that this is... We'll explain a bit more of how everything's going to pan out with the Green Pill Collective. But I can tell you now, guys, we're going to be like the death row records of Web3. Like no one's going to mess with what we're busy building right now. I can't say too much. Let's wrap this shit up before I spill some beans, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, 4:20 p.m. GMT, 11:20 a.m. EST, and it's a